Ka Layimla, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Waha Racha Kwadash, Shalom, Shalom. I spoke French. Shalom, Shalom to the house of Israel, to Yesharala. Double honors, okay, to the apostle and the leaders of GMS, okay, who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the brothers who are in the law, doing this work, you know. Um, and Shalom Wahab to the brothers and the sisters, the Akiam and the Aquafiam, who are awaiting the return of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua Mashiach. All right. So today, let's talk about our women. All right. So the title is "The Women of Our Nation Are Rebellious Because We as Men Erred." Okay. We as men erred. Because when I first came in this truth, one thing that really opened my eyes is how the brothers, especially the brothers in GMS, were like, you know, exposing, what was really, the truth regarding our sisters and, how they went off and that, you know, and you could see it, they never lied. But, as you grow in this truth and you're starting to understand things and you read it for yourself, you're able to understand the depth, So obviously, in the house, right, the head or in the business, all right, the owner or the one who manages is always the one to blame when things don't work according to plan. Okay, he's the one to blame because they will say he didn't manage it well, or he didn't take the business seriously. He didn't you know take advantage of opportunity that were presented to him, and things like that, right? But it's the same because as men, we are the leaders, all right? We are the leaders, and women do follow us. Women do follow us. The reason why right now, Eve rather mess with other nations and Edomite in particular, is because she see the glory in Esau, because Esau is ruling right now, right? So she doesn't consider because the woman is wired like that. You see how the Mosai is dangerous. The Mosai, he used something that he created against the man because at the end of the day, we are the one that normally when society is in order, the man is the head, and the man is the one that teaches his woman. That's why Paul would say, I believe in First Corinthians, 14, if I'm not mistaken, that women should keep silence. Women should keep silence, man. And if they have an issue or they don't understand anything, they should go to their husband. You know why? Because we are the leaders. Now, like the saying, says, to whom much is given, much more is required. So let's go to Hosea. It's good to know these things. It's good to know it. Let me share the screen. It's good to know it so we can be more effective. Because I know that a lot of us, staying away from these women, which is, yes, me to a certain extent, I stay away from them. But at the same time, I understand the situation. And I say to myself that, when eventually, Eve, the right Eve come my way, I'm going to have to be on point. All right. Because I am the leader, I have to teach her, man, according to knowledge. And it's the word, the Bible speaks about that. We're going to read it. But let's read for now, Hosea 4. Let's start at 1. And he says, hear the words of Yahweh, of Adawan Yahweh, ye children of Israel. For Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh and the land. So because there is no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of Yahweh and the land. And that's what's going on right now, because Israel is a people before it's a land. All right. So if you look deep into it, Israel, Jerusalem is in Europe, Jerusalem is in West Africa, Jerusalem is in is in as a people. They, of course, is in all over the world. Is in the island, in on the island of the sea. Seychelles, Mauritius, so on and so forth. The Caribbean, Jamaica, Saint Lucie, Saint Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago, so on and so forth. South America, Canada. That's Jerusalem. That's where our people are, right? Europe, England, France, Germany, Holland, you know, Portugal, Spain, Italy, say by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood, you know, and blood toucheth blood. So that means that's what we see, man. Now in our community, everything I just read, swearing, lying, killing, stealing, committing adultery, you know, the breaker and blood touch of blood. That's what's going on right now. Why? Because we went against the Most High. So if you look at it, the priest, there were no women in the priest. In the priesthood, there's no woman, right? The lawgivers were all men, right? The tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, right? So what happened to the priest? What happened to the lawgivers? What happened to the holder of wisdom, to the bearer of light? They're all gone into the swearing, to the killing, into the stealing, to the committing and adultery, to the point where, we're not in our rightful place. So the women now see that we're not in our rightful place. So yeah, then we can talk about, Adam, and Eve, Eve bringing the fruit. But exactly, if Adam said, no, I'm not doing that, I'm not following that, it's foolishness. We should follow the Most High. Eve will have followed. So somewhere at the end of the day, it's on us, man. It's on us. Now, the meat of that verse, that precept, you can find it. Let me read it from 11. It's in 14, but let me read it in 11. Let me start in 11. So it says, whoredom and wine and new wine, okay, take away the hearts, all right? Because like wine, all of these things are part of that whoredom, a part of that idolatry. We talk about wine. The true wine is the word, the understanding, the flow of the spirit in your life, and to open your eyes first and then show you how to slowly apply it in your life, right? But the other wine as well is the philosophy, the idolatry, the demon worshiping, the lawlessness, the godless, attitude and mentality. Okay, so verse 12 say, my people ask counsel, and their stocks are their stocks, and the staff declareth unto them, for the spirit of whoredom have caused them to err, right? To err. And they have gone a whoring from under their God, right? From under their God. Verse 13, they sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore, your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. You see that? So because the men went into idolatry, it's like this, right? When you read, let me quickly read. Let me quickly read. Let me quickly read something. This is how we should see this thing, man. Actually, I should have just typed it there, but it's okay. Let's go to Jeremiah, right? I believe it's 6. No, 6 would be 7. Right? Oh no, 7. Hold on. No, 6. Yes, 6. So it says this. Jeremiah 6 says, And 6 and 2 say, I have likened the daughter of Zion. In that case, the daughter of Zion is not a woman. The daughter of Zion is talking about Israel as a whole, right? So I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman, because the Most High is poetic, so he will use, metaphor to explain the situation, and parables. So he's using the comely woman, a beautiful woman, and he said, Israel is like that. That's how, this is my covenant of Israel. That's why he made a covenant. When you go into a woman, you make a covenant. That's why they're wanting us to have virgin, because you got the two pillars, okay? The pillar, the door is closed, and then you come in the door, you open the door, then the blood come out, and that blood is the signature. That blood is the signature of your covenant. That's why marriage before was so important. And nowadays we became a whorish nation, and we don't have all of that. But nevertheless, if every time you enter a woman, just know that you're making a covenant of marriage with her, because you enter in a temple, though her pillow is all over the place. The door is not closed, but nevertheless, every time you enter, that's why Yahweh would tell that woman at the well that you have 5 husbands, because she was sexing 5 different guys, 4 or 5 different guys, right? So it's a covenant between you and Yahweh. So us as men, we have a covenant. Okay, we have the covenant. That's why he chose the men as priests. All right, so we have the covenant, okay, with Yahweh. So now that we went against that covenant, like he says here, the sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains, okay, and these pyramids that you see are nothing but, how do you call it, high places for sacrifices of other god. All right, that's why we found so many pyramids in America, because the northern tribe, but then when they worshiping the Most High, but after that they went into the old ways, and they're very deep, heavy into idol worship. And that's why I say Ephraim is joining to idol, man. So all these pyramids that you see were places of worship, of sacrifice for other gods. And that's how that's that energy allowed the Caucasian to find him. You understand what I'm saying? That's why idolatry does. Okay, so verse 14 now, we say, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for themselves are separated with whores, and their sacrifice with harlot. Therefore, the people that doth not understand shall fall. So as you're my woman and you went against me, you cheated on me, I will make your woman cheat on you, so you can feel the pain that I'm feeling, because we were created after the image of Yahweh. So the same way we have feelings, Yahweh has feelings. Okay, so he felt hurt, man. So he said, I'm gonna make them pay for what they did to me. Okay, so this is the reason why we have all of those situations going on, and how women, we cannot handle our women the proper way. How women were given into the system, given to Esau, so that Esau can use them as a manipulation tool to weaken us. Okay, and that's why most women, they incline to commit adultery. That's why they're not faithful. We're talking about the higher body count, and that's that curse, man. So now looking at the situation, I think that right now what we can do is that we have to change strategy. Instead of blaming the woman, we have to look at it from a spiritual point of view and say to ourselves, we're going to change it. That's what we're doing right now. Us going in the street, as a sacrifice, wearing the ephod and that, bringing back that old vibration. That's us being. That's why we wearing the garment of. It says that in Revelation 11:3, we wearing the garment of what? The garment of lamentation. Okay, because of the fact that we have to humble ourselves again before Yahweh for Him to accept our sacrifice. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what's going on. So we have to humble ourselves, bring the old vibration. But that's why I say to brother, when you go out there, dress normally, man. Dress like humbly, as the humble priest. Don't try to bring all those Babylonian, ways. It's not going to help you in the end, man. It's not going to help, because you got to be. The Most have to look at you and say, yeah, he's humbling himself. And that's how a woman will follow. Right now, the reason why women are not really following certain, instances, because it's not our time yet. We haven't reached that peak spiritually where we're really showing priesthood, sincere priesthood to the Most High, where we say, you know what, now I can bring the women, because the women are nothing but, the women will help us, rebuild the kingdom as far as like, birthing babies back to Israel, and there will be our pillar of rest. And also, they need the men to be saved. All right, because the Bible clearly says in 1 Timothy 2, they're saved through childbearing, right? So now that we read that, let's go to because I don't want to make it too long. Let's go to First Peter. First Peter. Phone just dropped. My right. Hold on. Right. So First Peter 3. Yeah, the brother. Shalom, Malak. Shalom to oh, Mashak, man. Yeah, man. Mashak, that's a heavy brother right there. Shalom, Mashak, man. Yeah, so First Peter 3 says this, right? First Peter 3 and verse 7, right, says, likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, all right, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. All right. So likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them. So to dwell with them, when you read 1 Corinthians 7, from 10, it tells you if you're a woman, for example, you're in the truth, the woman is not in truth, that is happy to dwell with you, meaning you find a certain harmony and understanding to live together. Be patient, and that's something that, I had a woman, you know, but I let her go because she was hard and I couldn't handle her. But then when I'm starting to read them, I'm like, it's my fault. Because, physically, if we could do it, we would be in the kingdom already. Or we would have taken over, Esau. Because we're stronger than them, we're smarter than them, we're more spiritual than them. But if we are the bond, because we need that spiritual side, that Yahweh connection for us to make it. And I thought to myself, the reason why you weren't able to change her, because she's waiting on me to change her. But in order for me to change, it's a spiritual thing. She might have demon on her, for example. But if my life is not really seriously, like attached and connected to the spirit, then that spirit in her will always be able to, to face me. But if I get to the point where my authority is really, really manifested, it's all about energy, your spirituality, breed in certain energy, where if a woman comes, she can see, and women are attracted by, the alpha, and that alpha is no, the King Kong trying to break everything around, destroy everything around you. No, that alpha is that supreme being that we are as Israelite, that allow us to control the high environment. And this is why the truth is so important for us, because the truth allows us to get back to the old vibration. How women back in time were in order. Sarah was calling, Abraham, other one, Lord. All right. Why? Because she could feel that inner, energy, that essence of the alpha male. But right now we're trying, but we're not there yet. But that should allow us to really meditate upon that, so we can, desire that energy. Because you can't just make it, You can't fake it till you make it, It has to be real. And by doing, you get that by being sincere. And I thought at that point, there was other things in my life that weren't clicking. And that's the reason why I wasn't able to get her, to make her mine, and that's what it means here. That's what it says here. Likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, meaning, and I give that example of children. They will listen to you, but they will do what you do. So you can talk, but it's what you do that's more important. And I put myself first on the altar, and acknowledge that I haven't always been vibing on the level that I was supposed to. So now that lesson supposed to give you that energy, that vibration, say, you know what, I'm gonna be about it. I'm telling you, because it's the same thing as demon. When they attack those brothers that are trying to emulate Yahweh Shai, they say, Paul we know, Yahweh Shai you know, but you, who are you? You know what I'm saying? It's an energy thing, it's a real thing, and the energy don't lie, man. Okay. So he say, as unto the weaker vessel, because they are weaker, and the reason why Esau was able to get them where they are today, rebellious and feminist and that, is because when something hits, all right, a nation, the people, the one that get it the most are the weaker vessel. And who are the weaker vessel in Israel? The women and then the children. So our children are gone. They're into gangs, they're into also, they become pagans, okay, Hellenists. But our women as well are rebellious. Why? Because they're the weaker link. But if we now, stay into the knowledge for real, and they're able to see the example without even us talking, like I say, it's an energy thing, they'll be like, yo, I'm gonna follow that man. I remember that lady that I'm talking about, she told me, we don't see in you men, in you black men, we don't see that authority so we can follow you. And she wasn't lying. Sometimes we have to be accountable, man. This is real. I'm not saying that our women are always good, but like I said, the reason why they like that, it's a spiritual thing. And for us to kind of like repair that fault is on us to change. See, when we come back to the Most High sincerely, to a certain level, the Most High will open the floodgate, because we are the leaders. All right. Now, let's go to Ephesians. Okay. Let's go to Ephesians 5. To Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5. Husbands, okay. Now let's start 24. It said, therefore, as the church is subject unto a Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husband in everything. You see that's key though. So if you're really seriously subject to Yahweh Shai, meaning, there's no gray area in your life, and that when a woman come in your life, she will slowly but surely starting to follow you. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have a woman right now, it's a blessing, because that gives you the time now to get to that level. So when she come, there will be no mistake. She will know who she's dealing with. And I pray that that's the level that we go on, man, because it's a serious thing. Otherwise, because normally when a woman come in your life, even if she's not in the truth, because you have the spirit on you, because the spirit allow you now to change your ways, like really change your ways, and you vibrate. Obviously, we are in the chain of darkness, so we can't expect perfection. But to the best of our ability, that level, that will see that, and they'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna follow that guy, man. Because not only he's teaching something, even if I don't understand it, but the way his life is, the way he's serious about his craft, and the way he represents Christ, like they say, there's some righteousness in that guy. So I'm going to be around, because women are naturally wired to be our helpmate, and they're naturally wired to be our pillar of rest, Verse 25 say, husband, love your wives, even as Mashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. So that means like patience, like long suffering. One of the greatest characteristics of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Father and the Son, is the fact that they're able to be long suffering. Look at how long, the peace, these Roman peace, Yahweh Shai. But look at how long they're ruling and they're thinking so good, but it's coming though. But it takes time, because he's long suffering. It's one thing that we should learn in this truth. It's been one thing that I like a lot, as far as my past relationship with the girl, a few months ago, or whatever, 7 months ago, I think I was impatient, because she was a bit, She was hard work, man. Was hard work. But you know what? I found out that, you know, if I was at that level, her spirit would have just bowed down, basically. You know, sort of like when Sarah said Lord to, you know, to Abraham. That's because her spirit bowed down, you know. Because your spirit recognized in Abraham that energy. You know what I mean? So that's what we should do, man. To love your wife, man. In these society, the way things are messed up. In order for us to love our wife, we're gonna have to be on a level spiritually, like real. You know, no fake stuff, no gray area, like real committed to the craft. You know, to the point where the spirit now start working on us, and miracle will happen. But this is where we're going. We will need that miracle anyway, because Esau is coming. It's getting harder. It's not getting easier in this society, So we're gonna need that miracle. So now let's go to First Ezra. Yeah, I want to read something quickly. That's very important as well. As far as like why the woman. Obviously you've got Jeremiah 31:22. I'm not that it's say I've created new thing under the heaven, where prophet paraphrasing, where a woman will be compassing, the men, meaning like they'll be able to have that energy, like that strong energy, where they're able now to, when you look around, a lot of these women, they run things in the yard, in society and things like that. So they don't respect you, because back in time they used to see us as kings. They used to see us as alpha male, really taking care of the house, like chief. And they respect that. They're bowed into that. But now they don't see it. So it's hard for them. But even if you're not so socially, making that, you don't have that level of thing, I'm telling you, like they call it the anointing, the unction, yeah? That energy, she will bow down, she will bow down. About it. So first Ezra 4 says this, right? Outside 22, he says, yeah, that's powerful, man. That's like that opened my eyes, That really opened my eyes. Like it says, by this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. See that? Do ye not labor and toil and give? Let me go to the first, because I need to get the context. Right. Yeah, let me read it. It says, by ye these also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women? And I believe that's after we lost our power and everything. Like most women right now, most men do that. They'll go work. They work hard. Some women, look. That's why if you look at it, statistic wise, a lot of men die before the women, because the men go to work. He pay all the bills. He pay everything. And you know how Esau is the energy, energy sucker. He will suck your energy until you're dead. You know, and even in the street, brothers will go and hustle hard just to buy those high end and bags and shoes for the ladies, man. And your ladies are not even faithful to you, but that's how they discuss. That's the curse, man. Verse 23. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he had stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth faith to his love, man. You just have to look at those rappers, man. They go and work hard. Like, ended up the money. You go girls that are there just to take that money, man. Paying the bags, 250K bags, for your birthday, holidays, spending money. You got brothers out there, they're working hard because they love that woman. We're not supposed to be doing all of that. If your woman is in order, yes, but most of the time they're not even in order, because you have to go and rob. A righteous man don't have to go and rob and steal for the woman. If you go and rob for a woman and steal and she love it, I mean, she's a Jesse, but this is the curse. You see the curse we under, man. So in order for us to break that curse, we have no choice but to take this truth seriously, man. You know, go back to the old ways, man, which is hard, but we have no choice. Again, Revelation 11 and 3, we wearing the garment of lamentation, man. Even as priests, it means humiliation, suffering, pain, but most of all, it means, you know, humility. We have to be humble. We have to come. That's why some brothers are not confident when it comes to going out and really wearing that thing, because people look at you like you're crazy. That's what it takes for you to receive your spirituality, real spirituality. You know, you have to humble yourself. For Yahweh Shai to have the glory, he has to be humiliated by his people and by the Roman. He had to die in that fashion, you know, for him to get the glory. So if you want to get it, you're gonna have to humble yourself. If you don't want a woman to take the peace, if you don't want to complain about it, you know, the Eve and, you know, the daughter of Zion's, you know, don't complain and be mad when you see them talking smack or nonsense on TikTok. This is what you're gonna have to do. You see? So you say, verse 25, he say, therefore, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother, man. You see? Because that energy of, let me read that. This is the energy that's taken over. This is why this is going on, man. Jeremiah, you know, 31, I believe. You know, Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31. 31, 22. Say, how long will thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. So that spirit is now governing our nation. So these women, they don't have that fear that they used to have for the men, man. So they go out and do whatever they do. We're gonna read one more verse, one more precept to show you where feminism comes from. Because feminism is in the Bible. You know, that Bible is very complete, man. The word says, verse, and the word of the Lord came, the word of the one Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophet of Israel, that prophesy and say, thou unto them that prophesy out of their own heart, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh. Okay, thus say the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophet that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. And that's what's going on right now. Our leaders, what are they do? They do everything, but, you know, I'm not talking about in Israel, I'm talking about in general, our leader. They're not even in a purpose. They're not even doing the right thing, you know. And we don't do the right thing because sometimes the old men as well take precedence in our lives. You know, verse 3, thus say the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophet that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, that prophets are like the foxes in the desert. And what is the characteristic of the fox? Malice, sneakiness, sleek, being sleek. And being sleek is the perfect, you know, example of having the old men still lingering, you know. So we have to get rid of that as well. So, but nevertheless, you see that now now you're talking about the prophet, the man of the prophet, right? Now when we jump to verse 16, it says this: to wit, the prophet of Israel, which prophesied concerning Jerusalem, you know, and which see vision of peace for her, and there is no peace, said the Lord Yahweh. So now the men are in cahoot with these women, man, these strong women. You know, the men let them do what they want to do, man. The man is, you know, is like gassing them up. You know, that's what's going on right now. Happy wife, happy life, right? Verse 17, likewise, thou son of man, set thy son of man, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people. You see, the curse, which prophesy out of their own heart and prophesy thou against them. This is the key. Look, verse 18, and say, thus say Yahweh, woe unto the woman that sew pillow to all armholes and make kerchief upon the head of every stature to hunt souls. To hunt souls. Will you hunt the souls of my people, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? So these women right now, they're literally hunting men, and I love the better male, because the better male will go out, going back to first Ezra 4, 22 to I believe 27. That's actually a curse for. That's a lot of our men are better males. It's a curse. So the women now, they compass you, they compare themselves to you. Most of the time, they're stronger than you, and then they hunt you down. Feminism, all of that because of us men going, away from, how priesthood, man, going away from our leadership. So hopefully, you were edified, and I would say shalom.